Hey everyone, it's Marianne from the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees. This is video 11 from the Michael Mulgrew, Florida UFT RTC meeting. Let's go to the videotape.
The Advantage plan lowered them.
If you have to pay $15, I have at least 13 doctors who I see more than once a year.
Yeah. So actually,
It becomes expensive.
the Advantage plan had less co-pays than the current plan did.
We don't have
We have no
co-pays.
There will be no, yes, you do.
No, we just have it at the beginning of the year with Medicare and GHI. Otherwise, when I go to my doctors, and I have a lot of doctors, I don't pay anything.
So between what you pay in the beginning of the year, there are three. There's three. There's
But not every visit.
no. That between out of pocket for what you have now and what you would have had with Medicare Advantage, the out of pocket is less for the Medicare Advantage.
Oh my goodness, Michael. In senior care, there were no co-pays. You had a small deductible to meet in the beginning of the year. It was $50 for GHI and like $200 and change for Medicare. Once you met that deductible in the beginning of the year, there were no costs. We didn't need an out-of-pocket maximum because there were no costs. After the deductible, that's all we paid. You instituted co-pays with the Municipal Labor Committee on just about every single service and procedure in senior care to make staying in traditional Medicare as painful as possible for your most vulnerable population on small fixed pensions. You did that to try to force everyone into the Aetna Medicare Advantage plan. And in one of your other RTC meetings, you even called co-pays temporary and that they were only meant as a temporary stopgap because co-pays are considered a cost transfer. You admitted that, which is shocking to hear you say that now when you said that before in New York. So that's another misinformation boondoggle that you created. And the Medicare Advantage plan, you had to put an out-of-pocket maximum there, at least increasing from, let's say, $250, the out-of-pocket cost for the deductible, up to $1,500 a year. You transferred more costs to Medicare eligible retirees by implementing more copays that they didn't have before. You and the MLC did that, Mike. That wasn't, according to the testimony given in the litigation by Emblem, something they did. They were told to implement copays. They didn't want to implement copays. They know what we make. And they know how many of us are considered LIS, low income subsidy, that they have to help. That's the part you're missing. We didn't need an out-of-pocket maximum because we didn't have anything out of pocket other than the small deductible in the beginning of the year. One day, you're going to tell the truth. I hope.
That was a big deal to us to actually put more money back in everybody's pocket.
Didn't put money in anyone's pocket.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm not debating the plan. I just wanted to explain to you what we're doing, why we're doing it, explain where we're at with the tying it to the HIP rate. Big problem for everybody. I know nobody's going to write about that piece or try to come up with a lie spinning that. It's really very simple.
This is like gaslighting as its best. That HIP rate has protected every single employee, retiree, and their dependent for 60 years in the city of New York until you imploded the one fund that paid for the premium difference that protected you. And you also suppressed the HIP rate, drawing from the stabilization fund even more and reducing what the city had to pay. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were management, Mike.
Big problem for us all.
No, it's not.
And just show you what we're doing and why we're doing it. But I'm not here to debate the plan because there isn't a plan.
There actually is a plan, and you just don't want to admit that we're in this entire predicament because of something you did and the MLC. There was no reason to do that. You suppressed the HIP rate. You created a situation where the stabilization fund drained faster, kind of like the Medicare trust fund with Medicare Advantage. You did that by promising the city savings, but at the expense of the workers and the retirees. This is retiree chapter segment 11 of Michael Mulgrew visiting the United Federation Teachers retired chapter in Florida. Video 11. Have a good night.